What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Essential Style. So I've been into fashion and style for at least 10 years, maybe more. Over the course of 10 years, I've made a lot of mistakes as far as investing in certain pieces that just weren't working for me for very long or weren't very versatile. A lot of these mistakes were very expensive. So what we're going to talk about today is things that I fully regret buying and purchasing over the years. Now, hopefully this can help you out make better decisions as you're investing into pieces in your wardrobe, and it can help save you more of your hard-earned money and cash. If that sounds good to you, you're going to love this video. Let's get right into it. All right, the first thing that I regret purchasing and investing in is leather jackets. I remember it was a couple of years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago at this point. I went down to SHOT NYC in the Lower East Side, Manhattan, New York City, and I was looking just for like a black or brown basic leather jacket. I saw the SHOT 519 double rider jacket, the motorcycle jacket with the lapels, almost kind of looks like a pea coat, and I absolutely fell in love with this thing. So after a couple of weeks of working overtime, working as hard as I could, saving up money, I went down there and I purchased it for a grand total of just under $1,000. This was not a cheap jacket, but I knew it was high quality. For the first year or so, I absolutely loved wearing that jacket. Any chance I could get, I wore it all the time. I layered sweaters underneath it for the winter. I layered lightweight jackets like you see over there, my LL Bean lightweight jackets. I layered that underneath it. I even wore it in the spring and even early summer until I started to sweat. I absolutely was in love with this jacket. But after the first year, what happened was it started to wear off to the point where the excitement was gone, and I just kind of felt a bit funny wearing it. It was just a lot of bells and whistles. It had the epaulets, it had the collars, it had the lapels. It was just a very busy design looking jacket, and my style has always been a bit more refined and a bit less rugged. So 2 years later, I had to sell it at a pretty decent loss on eBay. Now, going down to SHOT NYC to see what else that they had, I actually looked at the SHOT 530 jacket, and this was the jacket that I decided to purchase for my second leather jacket. I liked how it was a much cleaner line jacket. It was no frills. The racer jacket is just a lot more versatile and a lot easier to dress up than the motorcycle jacket. But it still didn't really do that well for me. I didn't really love this one as much as I loved the motorcycle jacket. What I noticed was the fit on this one wasn't the greatest. It was a bit baggy in the waist, and also it had this weird thing. There's a picture up right now. It had this weird wind blocker right here, and that just killed the look of the broad shoulders and the narrow waist that I'm really trying to go for. So I started to regret this purchase as well, so I ended up just selling this one at a loss. Now, while these jackets fit great and they were very stylish and I got a lot of compliments and they were extremely high quality, they were not warm and they were not waterproof. I just decided to give up on leather jackets and I have not looked back at all. All right, the second item that I actually really regret investing in and buying in is more of a genre, and that is boots that the internet told me were amazing boots. I'm talking Red Wing Iron Rangers, and I'm talking LL Bean boots in particular. Now, I've talked about the Iron Ranger before. I did a couple of reviews on them when I first got them, but then they just didn't work out for me. Long story short, they were not comfortable, they were not warm, they were not waterproof. So I just found that they were very heavy and just very hard to wear for a couple of hours. My feet still got cold and wet, and it just was not a good situation for me. Now, the LL Bean boots I still have in storage. However, I should just get rid of them just because those boots, while they are super waterproof, they're not very comfortable for long walks, and my feet also get cold in them because there's no insulation, but then my feet also sweat in them because they're made of rubber on the bottom, so it was just kind of weird. And ever since switching to the Echo Track 25 Gore-Tex and boots like the Thursday Captain that I have right over there, these boots serve me a whole lot better. They're a lot more comfortable, they are just as waterproof, and they're definitely warmer as well. Now, both Red Wing and LL Bean make great quality products. However, what's important to me is that they don't hurt my feet. I'd rather wear a cheaper boot that's more comfortable and doesn't hurt my feet than a well-made, super awesome, more expensive boot that I can only wear for a couple of hours. All right, the third item that I really regret buying or investing into is not very expensive at all, but it's still something that just sits down and collects dust on my bedside table, and that is going to be a second Timex Weekender watch. Now, I wear a watch every single day of my life. Lately, I've really been wearing my Seiko SKX 009. This watch is absolutely amazing. And then for my casual watch, I just have an Apple Watch since I'm an iPhone user. Now, this is more of my casual watch when I don't really feel the need to dress up as much, but I really enjoy this watch face. It just makes the watch look a lot more sleek and sophisticated in my opinion. And between the Apple Watch series, whatever, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, maybe 5 or 6, I don't know, Apple Watch, whatever, and a real watch like the Seiko SKX. These are all the watches that I need. Now, I did buy these Timex Weekender before I got any of these other watches, before I got my Seiko and my Apple Watch. This is the first one that I bought just because the cream color was actually a lot more versatile. What I decided to do was I bought this blue watch as a spare watch, and there's where my mistake was. I don't wear these watches. And honestly, if something happened to my one watch collection over here, my Seiko SKX 009, I would just go on Amazon and just get a Seiko SRPD, Seiko 5 type of diver style watch with the same colors. I did a review on that watch a little while ago, but that's a great watch and it's still under $300. And I just get so much more enjoyment out of wearing the Seiko dive watches than I would ever get out of wearing a Timex Weekender watch. And honestly, wearing these, I would always want to wear the Apple Watch more than wearing these. The Apple Watch actually can look a little bit dressier than these. The fourth item that I regret buying and investing in would be different style glasses that I wear every single day. Way back when I first started to wear glasses all the time, I actually found a pair of Ray-Bans. I really loved them. However, they were a bit too small for me, and then I found these. These are the Ray-Ban RB5228. They are very similar to the Ray-Ban Wayfarer, and these are my absolute favorite glasses. These are the ones that I wear pretty much all the time. And I also have a second pair that is all brown. Now, the all brown pair, the all dark pair, these are actually photochromic or transition lenses, so if I step outside, they turn into sunglasses, which I really like. But a lot of times I like to wear something nicer where I don't want to look like I'm wearing sunglasses all the time. That's where I have these. These are the exact same model, the RB5228. So I have one in transition, one in regular. This is my nicer dress up pair, and this is my everyday pair, especially if I'm going out exercising or if it's a bit sunny out. But now, since I just have two pairs of glasses that I wear on the daily and they're pretty much the exact same pair and same shape and same color as well, my life has just gotten so much simpler since I don't need to worry about, should I wear the blue glasses, should I wear the gray glasses, should I wear the clear glasses, what matches with this, what matches with that. I find that I don't need those complications. I just get to wear my favorite pair of glasses all the time. Next item on my list of regrets, a nice wool top coat from Suit Supply to wear over a sport coat or a suit on cold winter days. Now, this top coat from Suit Supply was absolutely beautiful. It was great. The quality was there. The fit was there. It was absolutely awesome. There was one big caveat to this wool top coat, and that was that it was not warm at all. It was only useful till about 42 degrees Fahrenheit, throwing it over an outfit like I'm wearing right now. Unless I had a sweater or my lightweight LL Bean jacket underneath it, it did not keep me warm at all. So that was a big negative for this otherwise awesome, amazing top coat. And once I realized that this wool top coat was not very warm when it got to below 40 degrees, I actually just started to go back to wearing my Shot NYC pea coat instead, since it was also a great wool top coat, or it was a wool pea coat to wear over a suit or sport coat like I'm wearing today. The pea coat just did a much better job of building up my shoulders, slimming down the waist, and it was also super appropriate to wear over a suit or a sport coat when it gets super cold outside. Now, once I started to pare down items and get rid of things that I really had no more use for in my wardrobe, this is when I realized that the wool top coat just had to go. The pea coat was just better in all situations. And the next item on my list of regret is going to be cheap suits and sport coats. Now, I didn't really try many cheap suits. I pretty much just went to Suit Supply and got my one navy suit a long time ago, and I've had it ever since. Absolutely love it. But then I actually wanted to invest in a sport coat or two, and I started to look at other places like J. Crew. I tried to find one for under $200. What ended up happening was I always had to compromise somewhere. Either the lapels were too narrow, the jacket was too short, the sleeves were too long and they didn't have functioning buttonholes with kissing buttons like you see on this one, or the jacket just did not fit me right and I had to get a whole bunch of alterations, which would have probably cost an extra $100, meaning that a $200 sport coat would have cost me $300 or more. So then I finally bit the bullet and I invested in a sport coat from Suit Supply for a grand total of $400. And I can honestly say, ever since doing this, I will never buy a cheap sport coat again because in my opinion, they are just not worth the money. So what I'd rather do now is I'd rather just save up my money and get one really good Suit Supply sport coat than 2 or 3 different colors of J. Crew or Banana Republic or Men's Warehouse or anything like that, because I can guarantee you that those items, they're not going to fit well, they're not going to breathe as well, it's just not going to be as nice wearing it. The next thing that I regret buying is going to be cheap shoes. Now, I can remember when I first started looking at expensive, good, well-made shoes, such as the Allen Edmonds McAllister right here. When I saw the price tag on this, I said $400, I can get 4 pairs of Rockports for the same exact price. That's actually what I did. That's a true story. I did get 4 pair of Rockports for the same price, and within 6 months, walking around in New York City from one of my old jobs, one of them, the heel started to fall apart, one of them had a whole bunch of cracks and creases in the leather, one of them hurt my feet, and one of them just looked too big and too clunky. So instead of spending $400 on 4 items for $100 each, I would always rather spend more money to get one good quality item that's going to last a lot longer. And now finally, the last genre of item that I regret investing or purchasing would be anything that has a very high price tag, but a very low use case, such as a super expensive bright red suit, a super expensive black suit, a bright orange expensive down jacket such as this one from LL Bean. Now with brighter color items in particular, such as a bright red backpack, for me, when I'm actually out riding my bike at night, this can actually be a lot safer than something like a black backpack. However, all you have to do is put a high visibility cover over these backpacks, and now you get that safety of cars being able to see you. However, a black backpack you're going to be able to wear with much nicer outfits than a red backpack. Same thing goes for jackets. An all black casual down jacket is going to be a lot more versatile, and you're going to be able to wear it in a lot more situations than that bright orange jacket, right? That bright orange jacket is going to be great if you're walking the dog at night, or if you're riding your bike at night, or if you're on the ski slopes and your family can see you. But you know what else you can do? You can invest in a super cheap construction vest that's going to be high visibility, and now you invested in $300 or $400 in your nice down jacket, but you can wear it in a lot more situations because you chose it in a color like black or dark blue or gray. So these are just a couple of things that I truly regret purchasing and investing in over the last few years. Now I know this list mostly pertains to style and fashion, but you can do this in any other areas of your life. You can do it with bikes, you can do it with silverware, you can do it with coffee mugs. If you have 10 coffee mugs but you only use 3, what do you have the other ones for? Just use your favorite ones all the time. So hopefully this list that we've gone over in this video can help you make better purchasing decisions when you're out there trying to build your wardrobe. That's going to do it for this one. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content and got value out of it. Hope you had fun. Hope you learned something, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.